1954, Wales, a wooden bench, a 500-pound barbell. 3 men struggling to lift it off the ground, just to hand it to one man. He pressed it, alone, without modern equipment, without a power rack, just raw strength. Some say champions are born, others say they're built. But what if the greatest champion built the blueprint for every champion after him? He was a bodybuilder turned mentor. Imagine a man whose training system is still used 70 years later. A physique so powerful, it inspired a teenager to become the greatest bodybuilder of all time. His name was Reg Park, and if no one had documented him, we might not have believed a word. From bench pressing 500 pounds on archaic equipment to training his competitor before a contest, he did the impossible. But this isn't myth. These moments were real. They were filmed, and today you'll see them. The ones that would sound like lies if the cameras hadn't been there. Number 1, the measurements that built a blueprint. 1965, London. NABA, Mr. Universe. Reg Park stepped on stage at age 37. 2 weeks before the contest, he'd made the decision to compete after 7 years away. When officials measured him, the numbers told a story of mass meeting proportion. Height, 6'1". Weight, 235 pounds. Then came the measurements that would become the template. Neck, 19.5 inches. Chest, 54 inches. Waist, 33 inches. Biceps, 19.5 inches. Thighs, 28.5 inches. Calves, 17.75 inches. But here's what makes it extraordinary. At his peak off-season weight, Reg pushed 250 pounds at 6'1", with a physique that moved, that functioned. That could bench 500, squat 605, deadlift 700. Modern bodybuilders at 250 pounds, often immobile, inflexible, built for posing, not performing. Reg Park at 250 could outwork men half his size. The chest-to-waist ratio, 54 to 33. That's 1.64 to 1. Built naturally in an era when steroids were used for livestock, not lifters. And the neck measurement, 19.5 inches, the same as his biceps. That's not coincidence. That's years of heavy pressing. Behind the neck presses with 300 pounds. Standing military presses with 140-pound dumbbells. One-arm dumbbell presses with 165 pounds. Power, training that built the neck alongside the shoulders. Standing at 6'1" and 250 pounds, Vince Gironda called Reg Park a forerunner to the size-focused aspects that dominate modern bodybuilding. He set the standard for what massive could be while maintaining proportion. Encyclopedia Britannica documented the measurements. NABA competition records preserved them. Multiple independent sources spanning decades confirmed the same numbers. A 15-year-old boy in Austria saw those measurements in a magazine in 1962, saw Reg Park dressed as Hercules, and decided that was what he wanted to be. That boy was Arnold Schwarzenegger. The measurements are documented. The influence is verified. The blueprint was real. Number 2, the second man, the first bodybuilder. July 8th, 1954, Wales, a bodybuilding exhibition, and Reg Park was about to make history, the bench press. In 1954, it wasn't the king of lifts yet. Strong men focused on the overhead press, the clean and jerk, Olympic lifts. But the bench press, that was the new frontier. Only one man had ever bench pressed 500 pounds, Doug Hepburn, a Canadian strongman weighing 300 pounds. Massive, powerful, the first. Reg Park weighed 230 pounds, 70 pounds lighter, and he was a bodybuilder, not a strength specialist. They loaded the bar, 4 45-pound plates per side, more weight added, 500 pounds total, on a wooden bench. No power rack, no safety bars, no modern equipment, just wood and iron. 3 spotters had to lift the bar off the ground just to hand it to Reg. You can see the strain on their faces in the footage. 500 pounds divided by 3 men, each one lifting 166 pounds just for the handoff. Reg lay back, gripped the bar. The spotters positioned it over his chest and let go. The bar dropped. Reg caught it, brought it to his chest, paused, then pressed. The bar rose smooth, no grinding, no desperate struggle, controlled, powerful, full lockout. The second man in history to bench 500 pounds, the first bodybuilder ever. But here's what makes it more impressive. Doug Hepburn, according to lifting authorities, used a collar-to-collar grip, hands all the way out to the ends of the bar, maybe 4 inches of range of motion, minimal distance to press. Reg Park used a normal grip, standard bench press form, full range of motion, touch chest to full lockout, and he didn't stop there. At the 1957 Pro Mr. USA in Los Angeles, Reg Bench pressed 500 pounds in street clothes. On stage, as a demonstration, multiple witnesses, Shrine Auditorium, May 11th, 1957, documented. Health and Strength magazine archived the Wales press. Photographs from the 1957 demonstration exist. Physical Culture Study documented the dates, the wooden bench, the 3-man handoff. Video footage from 1953 shows Reg pressing what's reported as 500 pounds, though some analysts debate the exact weight. But the witnesses who were there, the magazines that recorded it, the demonstrations that were filmed, all confirm the same thing. Reg Park Bench pressed 500 pounds, multiple times, in multiple venues, with multiple witnesses. The second man, the first bodybuilder, the evidence is real. Number 3, 3 titles, 14 years. 1951, London, NABA Mr. Universe. Amateur division, Reg Park, age 23, stepped on stage and dominated. The first British bodybuilder to win the title. America had held the crown since the contest began. Reg broke that stranglehold. Then he walked away. 7 years, from 1951 to 1958. No competitions, just business, training, building gyms, living in South Africa, making money. 1958. Reg needed publicity for his gym business. I plan to open a bodybuilding studio in South Africa, he explained. Starting a business with a 7-year-old Mr. Universe title was hardly the best way to go, so I decided to win it all over again. 2 weeks before the 1958 Pro Mr. Universe, Reg decided to enter. 2 weeks of contest prep after 7 years away. Modern bodybuilders take 12 to 16 weeks minimum, with coaches, meal plans, pharmaceutical assistance. Reg had 2 weeks and a problem. A 225-pound former Marine named Bruce Randall wanted training advice to compete in the same contest. Most competitors would say no, refuse to help, protect their secrets. Not Reg Park. Reg trained. Bruce Randall gave him programming, diet advice, posing tips, everything Bruce needed to win, even though they were competing against each other. Contest day, September 1958, London. Reg Park versus Bruce Randall. The Battle of the Giants. Bruce came in at 225 pounds, massive back, incredible arms. Former Marine built like a tank. 10 judges watched, compared, debated, and Reg Park won. Bruce Randall finished second. Reg's response? I was lucky to have won that competition. He was amazing. The following year, 1959, Bruce Randall won Mr. Universe, using the training advice Reg had given him, the program Reg had shared while they were rivals. Then Reg walked away again. 7 more years, 1958 to 1965, business, family, training, no contests. 1965, age 37, 14 years after his first Mr. Universe. Reg decided to prove something. He entered the NABA Pro Mr. Universe. 2 weeks of prep, again, and won 3 Mr. Universe titles. 1951, 1958, 1965, spanning 14 years, at ages 23, 30, and 37. No other bodybuilder has won Mr. Universe 3 times across 14 years. Most champions peak for 2 to 3 years, maybe win once or twice, then fade. Reg Park won at 23, came back at 30, came back again at 37. Naturally, NABA records document all 3 wins. Competition archives preserve the dates. Reggie's own interview quotes are verified. Bruce Randall's testimony about the training advice is documented in multiple sources. A champion who trained his competitor, won anyway, then did it again 7 years later at 37. The titles are verified. The sportsmanship is documented. The longevity is unprecedented. Number 4, the Yorkshire Winter. Leeds, England, 1940s, post-war Britain, freezing winters, no heated gyms, no indoor training facilities. Just a backyard. Reg Park wanted to train every day, but he had no gym membership, no equipment, no indoor space. So he built his own gym in his parents' backyard. I trained in my back garden through the winter, Reg said in an interview decades later. Wearing 3 sweatsuits, 2 pairs of socks and a pair of army boots. Imagine it. Leeds in winter, near freezing, rain, snow, wind cutting through the Yorkshire countryside, and Reg Park lifting barbells in the dark, before dawn, after work, in conditions that would stop most people from walking to their car. 3 sweatsuits, layer after layer, 2 pairs of socks, army boots for traction on frozen ground, and he pressed, squatted, deadlifted, day after day, week after week, through winter. The mindset of a typical Yorkshireman, straightforward, pragmatic, no excuses. If you want to train, you train. Weather doesn't matter. Comfort doesn't matter. Results matter. This is how Reg built the physique that would win Mr. Britain in 1949, Mr. Universe in 1951. This is the foundation: frozen ground, homemade weights, 3 sweatsuits, relentless discipline. Modern bodybuilders train in climate-controlled gyms, perfect temperature, perfect lighting, perfect equipment, every convenience, and they talk about dedication. Reg Park trained in a Yorkshire backyard in winter, wearing 3 sweatsuits, and called it Tuesday. The interview from the 1980s, where Reg describes this, is documented. Multiple biographies confirm the backyard training. The Yorkshire origins are verified. Modern athletes who've tried winter outdoor training in Britain describe it as brutal, nearly impossible, mentally crushing. Reg Park did it as his standard for years. The discipline was real. Number 5, the magazine that changed everything. 1962, Graz, Austria. A 15-year-old boy walked past a newsstand. Something caught his eye. A bodybuilding magazine. On the cover, a man dressed as Hercules. Massive chest, powerful arms, standing like a god. The boy picked up the magazine, read the name, Reg Park. In that moment, Arnold Schwarzenegger's life changed forever. He was so powerful and rugged-looking, Arnold said decades later, that I decided right then and there I wanted to be a bodybuilder. Another Reg Park, not just a bodybuilder. Another Reg Park. The specificity matters. Arnold didn't want to be big. He wanted to be Reg Park. 3 Mr. Universe titles, Hercules movies, business success, the complete package. Arnold studied everything about Reg, his training, his measurements, his career path, bodybuilding to movies to business. It became Arnold's blueprint. 1966. Arnold, age 19, competed in his first Mr. Universe contest, finished second. After the contest, Arnold met Reg Park for the first time. Despite barely speaking English, they connected immediately. Meeting him was a real wake-up call, Arnold recalled. I had a great work ethic and trained harder than any of my bodybuilding friends. But when I saw how hard he trained and how much weight he used, I was stunned. He was at a whole other level. Reg took Arnold under his wing, became a father figure. He was so generous with his time and knowledge, Arnold said, telling me everything he knew about training, diet, discipline, how to work all the different muscles. It was like a graduate seminar in advanced bodybuilding. Then came the promise, 1966. Reg told Arnold, "This coming year, you have to win Mr. Universe. You could be the youngest Mr. Universe ever at age 20. If you win, I'm bringing you to South Africa. You'll do exhibitions for me, make money, learn the business." 1967. Arnold won Mr. Universe, age 20, youngest ever. Just as Reg predicted, Reg kept his promise, brought Arnold to South Africa. Arnold stayed at Reggie's home, trained with Reg, learned from Reg, met Reg's family. "I didn't grow up in that kind of environment," Arnold said. "Seeing him so free with his hugs and affection, I realized that's the kind of father and husband I wanted to be. By example, he showed me what a truly full and successful life looked like." Years later, Arnold gave a tribute. "Other than my parents, there may be no single person who had more to do with me becoming the person I am today, other than Reg." The magazine cover from 1962 is documented. Arnold's quotes about seeing it appear in multiple interviews spanning decades. The 1966 meeting is verified. The South Africa trip is documented in Reggie's own accounts, and Arnold's autobiography. Without that magazine cover, Arnold might have become a soccer player or stayed in the Austrian army. Instead, he became the greatest bodybuilder in history. 7 Mr. Olympia titles, movie superstar, Governor of California, all because a 15-year-old boy saw Reg Park on a magazine cover. The influence is documented. The blueprint was real. Number 6, training the rival. Let's return to 1958. Bruce Randall approached Reg Park months before the Mr. Universe contest. Disenchanted with American bodybuilding politics, feeling robbed at the 1957 Mr. America. Looking for advice, Reg had 2 options. Say no, protect his competitive advantage, keep his secrets, or help a rival who might beat him. Reg chose help. He gave Bruce his complete training system, the 5x5 program that Reg had developed. Heavy compound lifts, progressive overload, everything. I advised Randall and provided some training tips. Reg said, I wished him well in London. Never told him I was also competing. Never told him. Reg helped Bruce prepare for a contest Reg was entering. Bruce didn't know they'd be competing until contest day. Why? Why give your secrets to someone who might beat you? Reggie's answer was simple. I was always willing to help anyone with valuable training advice. This wasn't strategy. This wasn't mind games. This was character. Reg believed bodybuilding should be about improving, not sabotaging. About lifting everyone, not just yourself. Contest day arrived. Bruce Randall stepped backstage, saw Reg Park, realized they were competing. The man who trained him was his opponent. 10 judges compared them, back and forth. Giant versus giant. 225 pounds of marine-built muscle versus 235 pounds of park perfection. The judges struggled to decide. It was that close. Reg won, barely. Bruce finished second, using the exact training program Reg had given him. The next year, 1959, Bruce Randall won Mr. Universe. Reggie's training system carried him to victory. Most champions would regret helping a rival. Reg, I was lucky to have won that competition. He was amazing. No ego, no bitterness. Just respect for an opponent who earned second place. Using your program. Multiple sources document this story. Reggie's own interviews. Bruce Randall's testimony. Training course descriptions that confirm Randall used Reggie's 5x5 system. Champions guard their secrets. Legends share them. The generosity is documented. The character is real. Number 7, the 5x5 system. 5 sets, 5 reps, 3 exercises, 3 times per week. This is the 5x5 system. And while Reg Park didn't invent it, he perfected it, popularized it, made it the foundation of strength training worldwide. The concept is simple. Pick a weight you can do for 2 to 3 strong sets of 5 reps. Do 5 sets. Don't go to failure. Save strength for the next set. When you can do 5x5 with perfect form, add weight. Repeat. Reg used this system to build his 500-pound bench, his 605-pound squat, his 700-pound deadlift, the mass that won 3 Mr. Universe titles. But here's what makes it revolutionary. In the 1940s and 50s, bodybuilders did 1 set per exercise, maybe 2. The idea of doing 5 sets of the same movement? That was Reg Park's innovation. I prefer to devote the majority of my training time to squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and overhead presses. Reg wrote in his training manual, strength and bulk training for weightlifters and bodybuilders. These movements work the larger muscle groups. I have done very little arm, midsection, or calf work. I have not done very much bodybuilding or shaping. I focus on strength. The size follows. This was heresy in the 1950s. Bodybuilders were supposed to do isolation work. Concentration curls, cable flies, focus on the details. Reg said, no. Build strength first, master the big lifts. The physique will follow. And he was right. His measurements proved it. 54-inch chest, 19.5-inch arms, 28.5-inch thighs, all built on squats, deads, bench, and overhead press. Today, 70 years later, the 5x5 system is still used. Strong lifts, 5x5. Starting strength variations. Every major strength program uses Reg Park's template. Pavel Tsatsouline, legendary strength coach, wrote, "The 5x5 method is credited to Reg Park, a bodybuilder who built a 500-pound bench press in the 1950s. This method remains one of the most reliable ways to build strength in existence." Reggie's training manual is archived. The 5x5 system is documented in his writing. Modern coaches who've traced the system's origins all point back to Reg Park, a training system created in the 1950s. still used in 2024. That's not just influence, that's legacy. The system is real. Number 8. 5 films as Hercules. 1961. Hercules in the Haunted World, directed by Mario Bava, co-starring Christopher Lee, and Reg Park as Hercules. Steve Reeves had made the role famous. Hercules, 1958. Box office phenomenon. 66 million tickets sold worldwide. But by 1961, Reeves wanted out, wanted modern roles, wanted to move beyond sword and sandal films. That opened the door for Reg Park. 5 films total. Hercules in the Haunted World, 1961. Hercules and the Captive Women, 1961. Hercules Conquers Atlantis, 1961. Hercules in the Center of the Earth, 1962. Hercules, Prisoner of Evil, 1964. Reeves wanted to move on to more contemporary roles, Reg explained. That opened the door for me. I enjoyed making those movies. It was fun. I was paid well. Moreover, I am told by many that those movies inspired them to take up weight training. At 6'1" and 250 pounds, Reg was the most massive Hercules ever filmed. Bigger than Reeves, bigger than any actor who'd played the role. He looked like what ancient Greeks described. Powerful, imposing, godlike. One fan? A 15-year-old Austrian boy who saw Reg on a magazine cover dressed as Hercules, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Perhaps my most famous fan is Arnold, Reg said. I am glad that so many wanted to emulate me. The films brought bodybuilding to millions. Before Reggie's Hercules movies, bodybuilding was a niche sport. After, mainstream. Kids in Austria, America, England, South Africa, all over the world saw Reg Park and thought, I want to look like that. The films are documented on IMDb. Multiple sources confirm the 5-film count. Christopher Lee's co-starring role is verified. Reggie's own quotes about the films appear in multiple interviews. Acting that inspired millions. The influence is documented. The impact was global. Number 9. 27 years of competition. 1946, age 18. Reg Park entered his first bodybuilding contest. Didn't win, didn't place well, but he learned. 1973, age 45, Reg Park competed in his final contest. 27 years after his first. Most bodybuilders compete for 5 to 10 years. Peak, fade, retire. Reg competed for 27 years, across 4 decades. Not continuously. He took breaks. 7 years between 1951 and 1958. 7 more years between 1958 and 1965. But when he came back, he won. That's not just longevity. That's sustained excellence. Coming back at 30 after 7 years away and winning. Coming back at 37 after 7 more years away and winning again. The competitive span is documented. His first contest in 1946 is verified. His final competition in 1973 is confirmed. NABA records preserve the timeline. 27 years. Most careers don't last that long. Reg Park competed that long. The longevity is documented. The excellence is verified. Number 10. The Lifetime Achievement, November 22nd, 2007. Johannesburg, South Africa. Reg Park passed away at age 79, at home, with his wife, Marion, of 55 years. His children by his side, after 8 months battling melanoma. But weeks before his death, Arnold Schwarzenegger honored him. The 2007 Arnold Classic, Columbus, Ohio. Arnold presented Reg Park with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Other than my parents, Arnold said, there may be no single person who had more to do with me becoming the person I am today. Reg Park lived 79 years, married 55 years, competed 27 years, trained champions for decades, built businesses, raised a family. His son, John, became an Olympic swimmer and now owns Legacy Gym in West Los Angeles. His daughter Jeunesse founded Food and Trees for Africa, a non-profit organization. At the 2007 Arnold Classic, months before his death, Reg was still inspiring, still teaching, still the blueprint. Arnold's tribute is documented. The Lifetime Achievement Award is verified. Obituaries in every major publication confirm the details. His wife and children's names are recorded. A life that inspired millions. A legacy that continues today. Every time someone does 5x5, every time a teenager sees a bodybuilding magazine and decides to lift weights, every time Arnold Schwarzenegger gives credit to his mentor, Reg Park is still building champions. The legacy is eternal. You've seen the measurements that became the blueprint, the 54-inch chest, the 250 pounds of functional mass, all documented by NABA records. You've seen the bench press that made history, second man ever, first bodybuilder, on a wooden bench, with 3 men struggling just to hand him the bar. You've seen 3 Mr. Universe titles spanning 14 years, coming back at 30, coming back again at 37, winning both times. You've seen a champion who trained his rival, Bruce Randall, gave him everything, won anyway, and felt lucky to have won. You've seen the magazine cover that changed history. A 15-year-old Austrian boy, one moment, one image, created the greatest bodybuilder of all time. You've seen the 5A5 system used worldwide. 70 years later, still the foundation of strength training. You've seen 27 years of competition, Hercules films that inspired millions, a family that honored his legacy. Without documentation, these moments would sound like bodybuilding mythology. Too perfect, too generous, too influential, but they're documented. NABA competition archives, video footage of the 500-pound bench press, Arnold Schwarzenegger's personal testimony spanning decades, training manuals that preserve the 5A5 system, film credits on IMDb, magazine covers from 1962, the 2007 Arnold Classic Lifetime Achievement Award. Reg Park didn't just build a body, he built a blueprint for training, for character, for life. Arnold Schwarzenegger used that blueprint, became Mr. Olympia, movie star, governor, and always credited Reg Park. Millions of people use the 5A5 system today, every rep, every set, following Reg Park's template. Which moment inspired you? The 500-pound bench on a wooden bench, training the man who might beat you? The magazine cover that created Arnold? The 5A5 system still used today? Let us know in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories about real legends who didn't just build themselves, they built everyone who came after and left the blueprint behind. Please give this video a hype if you liked it. It will really help us grow.